Today we're going to take a look at box and whisker plots. And again, there's some vocab that we need to know. We're going to start with talking about quartiles. Quartile sounds like quarter. Yes, it is talking about 4 segments. And what it is our values that divide a data set into 4 parts with the same number of data values. And so we're going to split this all up, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then from there we can find our interquartile range, which is taking the third quartile minus the first quartile, which you don't know what those are yet, but we'll show you how to get them, or upper minus lower for the quartiles. It shows the range of the middle 50% of the data, which actually may be a better measure of spread than the range if there's an outlier, because you're not factoring that outlier in. Our big focus for the start of today, our first video is going to be on the 5-number summary, which is the lowest value, first quartile, median, third quartile, and highest data value. And then the second video will be on finding and being able to graph a box and whisker plot, which shows the 5-number summary on a number line, so you can get an idea of really what the spread looks like. So let's first start talking about finding this 5-number summary. I'm going to actually go through all of the steps first before we actually do them. So we have this list of song lengths in seconds, and we're going to calculate our 5-number summary. So our first step is going to be to list the data in numeric order, which you've been doing for the median, which is great because we're going to have to find the median anyways. The second piece is going to be identifying the largest and smallest values. Then we're going to find the median of the entire data set. Then we're going to find the median of the lower half, which is the first quartile, or the lower quartile. And then lastly, we will find the median of the upper half, which is of the data set, which is the third quartile, or upper quartile. So now, going back to the first step, we're going to put our numbers in order. So I look here, and I see our smallest one is 129. And then I jump to 165. And then we go to 171. And then 173. And you can put commas in between if you want. I choose not to. 221. Then 227. And then we jump to 333, 344, 347, and 438. So, as we mentioned, when we talk about, now we have our numbers, when we talk about the 5-number summary, we're talking about your lowest value, first quartile, the median, the third quartile, because the second quartile is actually the median if you want to write that down, and then the high value. So I like to find the high and low values first because it just makes our lives that much easier. So I see here we have 129 on the low end and 438 on the high end. And then we want to find that median. And so rather than crossing these off, which is going to make it really hard to read when we start going to find first and third quartiles, I like to just dot above them. So you go low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. And I see that it's going to be in between 221 and 227. So I add 221 and 227 to get 448. And I'm going to divide that by 2, which gives me a median of 224. Now, because my median is right here at 224, when I find the quartile of the lower half of the data set, I'm going to include this number because it isn't the median. Now, if the middle number had been the median, then we don't include that because that's not part of it. So now I find the median of this part. So we go low number, high number, low number, high number. My first quartile is 171. And then likewise, I find it of the upper half, which goes from here to to here. So when I dot low number, high number, low number, high number, 344 is my third quartile. And so I've got low value 129, first quartile 171, median 224, quartile 3, 344, and 438 for our high value. So now that last piece is going to be to calculate our range and interquartile range. So let's look here. First we've got our range, and that's going to be 438 minus 129. Since I know most of you are going to have to subtract it anyways, we'll borrow. 18 minus 9 is 9, 2 minus 2 is 0, 4 minus 1 is 3. So our range is 309. And if you think about it, 309 is over 5 minutes difference, because this is talking about seconds in length of song. 5 minutes is a huge difference in the amount of a song. So we would say a very large spread of data. And part of that is probably because 438 is an outlier, because it's quite a bit higher than the rest. It's over 2 minutes higher. Now when we talk here about IQR, or interquartile range, we're going, remember, quartile 3 minus quartile 1, which is going to be 344 minus 171. So we go to subtract these. 4 minus 1 is 3, borrow here. 14 minus 7 is 7, 2 minus 1 is 1. 173 is just under 3 minutes, so this still is a somewhat large spread. When talking about songs, to be a small spread or similar data would have to probably be quite a bit less than 2 minutes. Now in our next video, we're going to learn about how to make these box and whisker plots using the 5-number summary.